You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7. Authorities in Wilson County respond to an early morning fatal crash.
Also, holiday travel can lead to holiday crime. What you can do to protect yourself and your home.
And we've had some patchy, dense fog out there this morning. We're going to be breezy today. Cold weather on the way tonight. A look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. now on this Tuesday, November the 25th. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Couple days left until Thanksgiving. Some kids already out of school. Some of them, today's their last day heading in. They're probably very excited to be out of school. And you may be heading out of town, but are you taking the appropriate precautions?
You know, because holiday travel and shopping create more opportunities for crime. Not necessarily something we want to celebrate during that time.
Certainly not.
The Pittsburgh Police Department reports property crime peaks in December due to increased travel, package deliveries, and crowded stores.
KOAM's Kenny Foreman has what police want you to know.
As many people get set to travel this holiday season, they could be leaving their homes more vulnerable to break-ins and theft. It's why the Pittsburgh Police Department is offering to help make sure their property is secure while they're out of town.
During this time of year, people are traveling for extended periods of time, going to visit family out of the area or out of state. So this is when we normally see maybe a slight pickup in some residential thefts and burglaries.
Deputy Chief Henderson says, according to 2022 through 2024 stats, there is a 20% increase in December burglaries in Pittsburgh compared to the other 11 months. It's also consistently the peak month for property crime. FBI crime data shows it's similar nationwide. It's a worrisome problem that is no stranger to a vibrant college town like Pittsburgh.
We know that sometimes around the university, when students are going to be gone from December to January for the winter break, during that period of time they may leave the residence they have down here for a while, and during that time they may be burglarized or a motor vehicle broken into.
Those away from home may feel uneasy, but the department is willing to do its part in making sure they come back finding everything the way they left it.
Our officers, as they're available, can go by and check, make sure everything appears to be okay with the residents. We would ask that if people are going to do that, if they could please leave a contact phone number for us in case there is an emergency or in case we need to get in touch with somebody, either them or a designated responding party for checking their house and everything.
And there's more steps residents can take to not leave anything to chance.
Timer switch for lights at your house. That way it has the appearance of somebody being home at irregular hours of time. And just generally, just like I said, make contact with your neighbors. Ask them to help keep an eye out and report any suspicious activities. If anyone sees anything strange or unusual, you can always call the police department. We'll have officers come out and check it out.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Anyone interested in this service is welcome to call the Pittsburgh Police Department's dispatch center and provide them with their address, which will be added to the periodic patrol checklist.
Of course, it's always important to make sure you're staying safe, make sure your home, your vehicle's safe if you're leaving for a little bit as well.
Because, you know, you're not going to have a built-in Macaulay Culkin ready to defend your home.
That's very true.
During the holiday season.
That's very true.
So maybe, you know, there's some preparations you should be taking because, you know.
Absolutely.
He's not there to fight the robbers.
No, he's not, and you won't be there either. So just make sure you are taking appropriate precautions if you're leaving home for a little bit. And if you're heading out this morning, take precautions for fog and wet roadways out there. Live look from downtown Pittsburgh. You can see the fog's not as bad. If you were with us on the KOAM side, we've had that fog thicken up and then it clears out and it thickens back up again. Not looking awful in Pittsburgh, but still some patchy fog. Joplin, no issues with fog so far this morning. Our camera 7th and range line. All you got is the clouds and, of course, the wet roadways, which you can see from 32nd in range line. So the problem there, of course, is with the fog. Wet roads, leaves on the roads, that increases your stopping distance. That's why it's even more important that you slow down in some of these areas. So you can see we've got improvements. Again, if you were with us this morning, if you weren't, then this is not bad. It's still reduced visibility. It's just over 6 miles in Pittsburgh. And this has been impacting western Barton, most of Crawford and northern Cherokee County. The densest fog in our area this morning is here in between Independence and Sedan. Independence about 2.5 miles of visibility. Sedan just under 4. So if you're traveling out west, you've got to slow down again. Low beams, not your high beams, and fog lights if you've got them. Temperatures this morning very similar to what we saw yesterday, low mid 50s across the region. Sedan, the cool spot right now at 49. Yesterday it was Monette at 46, so our 40s have shifted from the east side of the area to the west side of the area. We got a cold front pushing through. As it does so, we're going to get skies clearing behind it. So by noon, you can see Yates Center, Fredonia, Chanute. You may clear out before the rest of us do. And ahead of it, under the clouds, could get a raindrop or two, maybe some light drizzle. Rain chances, meaningful rainfall chances, extremely low, but a little bit of drizzle, patchy drizzle might be possible. Now, cold front ahead of it, west winds will be gusting. Behind it, it's northwest winds. As it pushes through, it will take the clouds along with it. We'll have clear skies later this evening and overnight, and temperatures dropping pretty darn cold tonight. We're going to go low 50s by 9, mid 50s by noon, upper 50s for our highs. West winds gusting to 25, and again behind the front, just switch that to northwest. Still gusting to 25, putting our wind chills tonight into the mid-20s in some cases, so make sure you bundle up. We'll have more on that cold weather and your Thanksgiving forecast here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Authorities are investigating 2 separate weekend fatalities in southeast Kansas, one involving highway traffic, the other involving a train. The first, a train pedestrian fatality in Altoona, Kansas. It happened around 3 p.m. Saturday. Investigators say 21-year-old Angel Stevens of Altoona was walking on West 7th Street and stepped in front of the train. They believe she did not see or hear it. A 3-vehicle crash claims the life of one woman south of Iola. It happened on Old Highway 69 near the Elm Creek Bridge Sunday evening. Investigators say Deanna Foster of Iola was driving a pickup and crossed the center and sideswiped 2 other vehicles. The pickup overturned, trapping Foster inside. She later died at the hospital. No one else was seriously hurt. Authorities in Fredonia respond to a fatal crash just after midnight Sunday. The crash happened on U.S. Highway 400 just northwest of Fredonia in Wilson County. A van traveling west veered into the oncoming lane and struck a semi-truck head-on. Troopers say the impact moved the semi to the shoulder. The driver of the van, Bradley Pleck of South Carolina, died at the scene. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's abrupt resignation announcement caught many people off guard. It follows a very public falling out with President Trump, who Greene has fiercely supported over the years. Fox's Caroline Shively has the latest.
In a town known for political food fights, the Donald Trump-Marjorie Taylor Greene battle still stands out.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
The once stalwart presidential ally says she's resigning from Congress in January to spare her Georgia district from a hurtful and hateful primary by the president we all fought for. Their split has been months in the making, Greene says, because she pushed for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States.
Democrats appear to be enjoying the fissure, while Republicans are trying to move on.
Because she advocated for survivors, there's no room for her in Donald Trump's party.
I wish her all the best, but we've got a job to do now, which is to deliver the promises that President Trump made on the campaign trail.
Sunday evening, President Trump said the GOP was better off without lowlifes like Greene. But the House majority isn't. Republicans currently hold a 6-seat advantage with 3 vacancies.
218 votes, that's the minimum we can have, and we leaves no room for any type of error.
Despite the rumors, Greene says she has no interest in running for the Senate or president. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we have Emily Frankowski with Connect the Culture joins us to tell us more about their upcoming holiday shows. Well, welcome back. I'm joined here this morning with Emily with Connect the Culture. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you guys have some really cool and exciting events coming up.
We do. Connect to Culture is super busy this holiday season, but all for a good reason, to bring people together to celebrate. And the best part of celebration is music, dance, entertainment. But we've got 3 different holiday shows coming up. And so there's something for everyone. It's a great time to take family and friends to be entertained.
Amazing. Well, can you walk us through some of these incredible shows you guys have?
Yes, so the first one I've got coming up is Thursday, December 4th, and it's called Who Brought the Humbug? Now, this is kind of your variety show when it comes to holiday. There's tap dancing, there's musicians, there's even a mystery of who brought the humbug. It's really just a perfect kickoff to the holiday season to get you in the mood. But these people are so talented. We encourage people to, wear red or green for a red and green party, and even your ugly Christmas sweater. There might be a contest going on, who knows?
Amazing. And is there like a good age range for this show?
This is actually an all ages, family friendly performance. Every single age would enjoy coming to this. Super high energy. Like I said, gonna get you into that Christmas spirit.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. And then next up, we've got A Celtic Christmas, and this one is on Saturday, December 13th. Now, this is just for all of those Celtic lovers out there. It's, the traditions of Ireland brought together in a performance. It's the story of the night before Christmas with family and friends gathering in the rambling house, telling stories, having traditional Irish dance, and also Irish music and instruments. So you'll see a lot of different, traditional Irish Christmas in this show. Thomasine Foley has now been touring for 30 years. This is his 30th tour, and has some wonderful Irish tales to tell of his time growing up in Ireland. And so we're really excited to welcome him and these wonderful musicians and dancers for a little Celtic flair this holiday season.
Amazing. I know that's the one I'm most excited
love
about
it.
secretly, but
Yes.
love getting to celebrate some Irish music.
Me too. Yes.
But there's also a lot more options coming up.
Another option is an evening in Kringle City. This is our annual favorite, David Smith. He is local to Joplin. He created this show all on his own. He is a professional Santa Claus and has been for years. It also stars Anne Marie Gailey, and she is a wonderful performer as well. And it is the story of Santa Claus up in the North Pole, kind of telling you origin stories and talking about how the toys get delivered. And of course, there's a couple reindeer involved as well. But we really love that show, and we've been having it. This is the 3rd year. He does add a few different things every different show, so there is something you'll see that's different if you've seen the show already.
Amazing. Well, it looks like you have some great options for people, no matter how they kind of want to celebrate Christmas this year.
Yes.
Is there a certain place they should go to learn more information or to maybe book tickets?
Yes, the perfect place to go is connecttoculture.org, or visit us at our home, which is inside the Cornell complex. We've got a box office there where we can answer your questions. But just a suggestion, this is a perfect holiday gift, live entertainment. And so we have gift cards for sale now, and people can pick those up and let their loved ones enjoy whatever show they like.
Well, thank you so much, Emily. These all sound like great options and maybe great ways to make some memories this season.
Totally. That's exactly what we want at Connect to Culture.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:17 now on this Tuesday morning. Looking at the fog tracker, still some light fog here in the parts of Barton, Crawford, northern Cherokee counties. Pittsburgh, about 6 miles of visibility, but our densest fog still into eastern Chautauqua County and western Montgomery County. Sedan just under 4 miles. Independence about 2.5. So if you're traveling this morning, again, low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them, and slow down with wet roadways and leaves on the roadways. Increases your stopping distance. I know we've talked about the last couple of days. It's just a very important reminder that your stopping distance isn't going to be what you're traditionally used to on a dry day. Now we have a cold front pushing through. Ahead of this cold front, it's cloudy. Could get light drizzle, maybe a raindrop or two. Significant or meaningful rainfall chances are extremely low, but if there's a little drizzle, don't be surprised. It also doesn't show up on radar, so there's that. But ahead of it, outside of the clouds, we'll have gusty west winds. Behind it, winds shift out of the northwest. So for folks like Yates Center, Chinook, Fredonia, you're going to clear out before the rest of us do. It will not change your temperatures. We're still not going to be too terribly warm today because you'll already be behind the front by noon. As it continues to exit, it takes the clouds with it. We get breezy with those gusty northwest winds, and our temperatures will begin to drop off, and they'll drop off pretty quickly after sunset tonight, getting downright cold tonight. In fact, wind chills tonight could be in the low to mid 20s. So if you are working late, or if you're like us, you have to get here very early in the morning to wherever you're going tomorrow, bundle up. You want a coat, not a jacket. Again, unless, 32 degrees is your thing and you're comfortable in that, okay. But everybody else, you're going to want that coat. You're going to need it throughout the day, at least a good jacket, because we're still going to be a bit breezy on our Wednesday. We'll start off with clear skies, eventually going partly cloudy, and you'll still want a good jacket as we head into Thanksgiving, as temperatures are going to remain below normal, which we'll discuss in just a moment. First, though, for today, it's cloudy. It's dark out there. For some of us, it will remain that way. Clouds really across the region won't begin clearing until we get to late morning when that front again starts pushing through. We're low 50s to start, mid 50s by 11 a.m. Not a lot of movement in those temperatures. We're going to go upper 50s eventually for those highs. As I said, ahead of the front, west winds gusting to 25. Behind the front, so Yates Center, Chanute, Fredonia, for example, you'll have northwest winds by noon gusting upwards of 25. So it's going to be breezy on either side. It's just a slight change in direction. Clear skies through the evening. Again, after sunset, temperatures will begin to drop off pretty quickly. We're down to the low 30s. And with those gusty winds, as I mentioned, our wind chills back down into the low to mid 20s. As for Thanksgiving, we're actually going to start Thanksgiving mostly cloudy, but then we'll start to clear a bit. Partly cloudy skies by 9, upper 30s, mid 40s by noon. Clear skies into the evening, about 40 by 6 o'clock. And our highs on Thanksgiving only into the upper 40s. That's what we're talking about. You still want that jacket, or in some cases, depending on your cold tolerance, might want a good coat. This is not a good coat, but you know what I mean. It was an example here. All right, on to tomorrow. Northwest winds, gusting still up to 20, so still a bit chilly out there. Upper 40s for Thanksgiving. We're going to drop back down upper 20s, low 30s, so your Black Friday starts pretty cold, so bundle up if you're doing some early morning shopping. Upper 40s, showers late, continuing through the weekend. Warming up briefly Sunday and Monday, and then another temperature drop next week. That wintry mix has disappeared. We're looking to stay warm enough for just rain, but by the second half of next week, our first week of December there, dropping into the upper 30s for high temperatures. So get ready for the cold because it is on its way. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Welcome back. We're joined this morning with Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission and Roger, a local soybean farmer. And, we just came off Thanksgiving, but, the holiday spirit is still here. And it sounds like you have a great recipe just for that.
There's all holiday parties coming up, or maybe you're watching a ball game and you want to have a snack. This is one of my favorite dips. It's an edamame hummus. It's so delicious. A great way to add soy protein to your diet. We need 25 grams of soy protein every day for heart healthy. And then Roger's going to tell us when we add the vegetable oil, another reason to do it. But let's start with the edamame.
Okay.
This is edamame. I cooked it just like the package directions. But with edamame now, when you get it frozen in the grocery store, it's in these great packs that you just put it in the microwave for 90 seconds and it's cooked, or for 3 minutes, whatever the directions say. Okay, to that we're going to add, let's add our vegetable oil.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And you can tell us about the benefits of that while we add the lemon juice.
Yes, the vegetable oil has been proven, from the FDA as a heart healthy, and it's really good for you.
This is cumin, adds some great flavor. Then we have some minced garlic and then a little salt.
There we go.
Yeah, good job, and some salt. And then just put that in your food processor, and we're going to swirl that right there. We go. All right. And it just takes a little bit, but on my food processor going back and forth here until it's all fine. And then we might go ahead and, just stir it around a little bit to get all those edamame down inside. This will make about 2 cups of dip.
Oh, wow.
And then when you finish doing that, here's our hummus. and then you can serve it with fresh vegetables or crackers, either one. But again, it's a heart healthy snack to have, and that's a benefit, isn't it, during the holidays? And Roger, we have the vegetable oil we talked about. This whole month of November, we've been honoring our soybean farmers, so thank you.
You're
Roger's one of 12,000 across the state of Kansas.
Yes.
And we've also been providing the special soybean oil resource sheet. So they'll get the recipes and that sheet during the month of November.
Well, what a great, great dish that you can help you use to share with people. If you have any parties, like you said, it looks just perfect, and it's so easy to put together as well, it seems.
It is.
Perfect. Well, if people want to make this at home, where can they go to get this recipe?
Go to our website at kansassoybeans.org or call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN.
Well, thank you so much, Charlene and Roger, for joining us this morning. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. I'm Samantha Walker. The U.S. continues to build up its military presence in the Caribbean as the Trump administration reportedly prepares for its next phase of operations against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's regime. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more from Trinidad.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro dancing to his "No War, Yes Peace" speech as the Trump administration ramps up its war on narco-terrorists. The State Department is now designating a cartel linked to Maduro as a foreign terrorist organization, opening up the door for possible strikes in Venezuela.
The Maduro regime survives because of the largesse and the muscle of these drug cartels. So if the drug cartels go out of business, so does the Maduro regime.
Over the weekend, new FAA warnings led several international airlines to cancel flights into Venezuela after American F-18 Super Hornets were spotted flying off the coast. And according to a Reuters report, the U.S. is ready to launch its next phase of military operations that would likely begin with covert action inside the country.
Venezuela was a major point for Russian and Chinese infiltration. We cannot allow our greatest geopolitical rival in Beijing to have a presence in our neighborhood.
About a third of deployed American warships are now stationed in the Caribbean. But the White House is still facing questions from some lawmakers over whether its strikes on suspected drug smuggling boats in the region are legal.
Decisions to go to war in the Caribbean, Venezuela, which are strictly within the purview of Congress, and Congress needs to be making those decisions and debating it.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Raisin Kane, has arrived in Puerto Rico to meet with the forces taking part in Operation Southern Spear. In Trinidad, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got some patchy fog, cloudy skies out there. Bit of a dreary start to the day. You can see from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. Heading over to 7th and Range Line. Still some wet roads, still some cloudy skies. A little bit of what looks like some blue sky trying to show through, but we won't get too much of that until much later today. MoDOT camera 32nd and Range Line, wet roadways out there. Now again, we've had some drizzle here and there. It's not going to show up on radar. Actual meaningful rainfall chances are extraordinarily low, but you could get some light drizzle, perhaps a sprinkle or two. Fog tracker, we've still got some patchy fog here through parts of western Barton into Crawford and northern Cherokee counties. Pittsburgh reporting just over 3 miles of visibility, but our biggest area of very dense fog is between Independence and Sedan. So eastern Chautauqua County, western Montgomery County. Independence just under 3 miles visibility, Sedan right about 4. So as you're traveling, do be cautious and remember, watch out for the potential for rapidly changing visibilities as well. Temperatures this morning very similar to yesterday. We've got low to mid 50s across the area. We've had some 40s here and there, but upper 40s here and there, but otherwise right now the majority of us sitting low to mid 50s. Now, we got a cold front coming through. It will arrive a little earlier in our northwestern counties, so you'll start to clear out, and behind this front, winds will be out of the northwest. Ahead of it, they'll be out of the west, and in each case, they'll be gusting to 25. As the front pushes through, it'll take the clouds with it. Skies will clear across the area, and then we are going to be downright cold tonight. With those gusty winds tonight, we could have wind chills into the low to mid 20s overnight tonight. We're going to go low 50s by 9, mid 50s by noon, upper 50s for our highs, and again, ahead of the front, west wind winds gusting to 25. Behind the front, northwest winds gusting to 25. We have another look forecast, talk about some of that cold air and how Thanksgiving's shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. A world-class bike park in Joplin opens to the public. The rain didn't stop the city of Joplin from opening its newest attraction yesterday. The 95-acre facility is now the largest municipal bike park in Missouri. It features more than 132,000 square feet of bike park elements for all ages and skill levels and 10 miles of mountain bike trails. The project was funded through a local sales tax, hotel tax, and $1.5 million state grant.
What's so unique about this project is this really is a world-class bike park, and now it's in Joplin, Missouri. We build these all over the world. This is unique for us because we got to build one right here in our hometown.
Officials announced plans for a major bike festival in 2026. It's expected to draw riders from all across the nation. Students with the Joplin area Catholic schools rolled up their sleeves for their first system-wide day of service. Kids from all 4 schools are participating in tailored service projects in partnership with various local organizations. In this case, kids are at the Schroeder Family Explorium, moving boxes and organizing in preparation for Thursday's Turkey Trot. Other participating organizations include the Salvation Army and the Community Clinic. Students serve both on and off campus.
Today and tomorrow are all about being able to live out our faith through action and putting our money where our mouth is and being able to just be out in the community, seeing Jesus in other people and other places that need help and support and being able to do that.
A third service day is planned for February to coincide with Lent. Well, coming up next, artificial intelligence creates a convincing Christmas lie. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch, tourists looking for some holiday magic at Buckingham Palace in Britain got a royal reality check. Turns out what was supposed to be the first ever Christmas market at the palace with wooden stalls and twinkling lights just outside the gates was nothing more than a very merry AI hoax. Pictures went viral online, but they were cooked up by artificial intelligence, not royal elves. A bipartisan group of U.S. Senate members have asked the Federal Trade Commission and the Securities and Exchange Commission to investigate Facebook's parent company Meta over claims the tech giant profits off of fraudulent and scam posts. A new report from Reuters alleges the tech giant earns as much as $16 billion in profits annually from advertising for scams and banned goods on its platforms. In a statement to Reuters, Meta said it has large goals to reduce ad scams, and it notes that the company has removed more than 130 million pieces of scam ad content this year so far. The lawmakers demand federal regulators impose steep penalties. Local TV station group owner Sinclair has made an unsolicited bid to buy smaller rival EW Scripps for $7 per share. Sinclair has set a December 5th deadline for a response. Scripps says its board will review the offer. Sinclair says the merger would strengthen local journalism, though critics say it will lead to more media consolidation. Sinclair owns or operates 185 TV stations, while Scripps operates more than 60 stations. And Krispy Kreme's new holiday line features 5 festive donuts, with 2 celebrating iconic Peanuts characters, Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Fans can grab a box and a dozen in a special commemorative box starting this Saturday. The iconic Times Square New Year's Eve ball is getting a makeover for the upcoming 2026 celebration. Organizers of the big event were in Times Square yesterday ahead of the ball drop to unveil the new crystal ball. It's almost 12.5 feet wide and covered in more than 5,200 Waterford crystals. That's nearly twice as many as the previous ball. And these crystals are round, not triangular.
Circles represent infinity, and our design concept is all around 3 different meanings, which is joy, light, and new beginnings.
The ball represents hope. It's the ticking of time. It's putting 1 year behind us and looking forward to the next.
The ball will make its debut at New York's biggest New Year's Eve party on December 31st. After that, ticket holders can see the ball for a fee on a viewing deck in Times Square. The White House kicks off the holiday season with the arrival of its annual Christmas tree. It comes as Times Square gets ready to ring in 2026. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in the nation's capital. First Lady Melania Trump receiving the official White House Christmas tree on Monday, a 25-foot concolor fir, which will sit in the Blue Room.
It's been pretty exciting, pretty surreal.
It came from Corson's Tree Farms in Sidney Township, Michigan, 150 miles northwest of Detroit, following a nationwide contest. In 2015, Corson's had the Reserve Grand Champion tree, which went to then Vice President Joe Biden.
It's been a long process preparing for this. Going back to the summer after winning the contest, and immediately your focus shifts to, okay, what's next? Now we need to find a tree large enough.
And in New York, the annual New Year's Eve ball drop has gotten a makeover. Its 9th since the tradition began in 1907.
You'll get to see just what we've been sweating out for the last 9 years.
The new ball was raised in Times Square for the first time on Monday. It's covered in more than 5,200 Waterford crystals, nearly twice as many as the last one.
The Times Square New Year's Eve ball represents hope, unity, and new beginnings. For well over a century, this iconic symbol has brought people together from all over the world.
The traditions continue Tuesday when President Trump officially pardons a pair of turkeys named Gobble and Waddle. In New York, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News at 7:44. Coming up on 7:45 on this Tuesday morning, the fog tracker. Take a look. This is what we talk about with rapidly changing visibilities. This is updated here on the fog tracker, and we have a pretty big area of dense fog stretching from Chautauqua County into Montgomery, Washington, and Newada counties. Independence now under 2 miles visibility. Sedan at 2. Newada's now down just below 6. So again, if you are heading out west, if you're on 166, 400, 75, you need to slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And you really got to be careful with wet roadways, the leaves on these roadways. That increases your stopping distance. And you've really got to watch out for those rapidly changing visibilities as well. That's actually been a key thing all morning long, where we've seen visibilities improve and then they go back down again and then they improve again. So do be cautious if you're traveling this morning. Now, once we get past that, we have a cold front coming through. Now, ahead of it, we've got the cloudy skies and gusty west winds. We could get an isolated raindrop or two, perhaps some light drizzle here and there, stuff that's not going to show up on radar, and because of that, meaningful rainfall chances are extremely low. Behind the front, skies will be clearing. You'll have gusty northwest winds out there. It will push through the area through the afternoon into the evening, bringing those gusty northwest winds to all of us eventually by later this evening. We'll have clear skies overnight, and temperatures are going to be darn cold this evening. Really cold, honestly. And you factor in the gusty winds, we're looking at wind chills tonight, low to mid-20s. So if you've got to be at work late tonight, or like us here, you've got to be in early in the morning tomorrow, you want to make sure you've got that good coat ready to go. Wednesday again starts off clear, then we'll start to go partly cloudy throughout the day. Still some gusty northwest winds pushing about 20, and with temperatures much cooler, it is going to make you feel a little bit colder out there. We'll talk about Thanksgiving as well here in just a second. First today, you can see from 7th and Range Line, it's cloudy, it's dreary, and ahead of that front, that's how it's going to be. Low 50s to start, mid 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. Now again, as you saw on the future track, by about noon, folks in Yates Center, Fredonia, Burlington, Chanute, Garnett, you're going to have some clearing ahead of everybody else. It will not cause you to be any warmer because you will be behind the cold front at that point, but you may clear out before the rest of the region does, but eventually we will all clear out. We're looking at highs averaging about the upper 50s. And again, ahead of the front, west winds gusting to 25, behind it, northwest winds gusting to 25. Those will continue overnight. Temperatures drop pretty quickly with those clear skies after sunset, down in the low 40s by 10, low 30s for the official lows, but again, wind chills could be in the low to mid 20s overnight tonight. As for Thanksgiving, we are going to actually start mostly cloudy. Clouds will increase late Wednesday night into Thanksgiving morning, but then they'll start clearing again. Partly cloudy by 9, upper 30s, mid 40s by noon on Turkey Day, and clear skies by the evening down to 40. Our high on Thanksgiving, 48. All right, we're talking upper 40s, so pretty chilly, especially compared to where we have been here lately. We're going to go mid-40s tomorrow, as I mentioned, upper 40s on Thanksgiving. And by Friday, if you're doing Black Friday shopping, upper 20s, low 30s to start. We're going to go upper 40s for the highs. Showers late in the day, continuing into the weekend. Maybe a brief warm-up for Sunday and Monday. More showers. That wintry mix gone. It looks like any rain we get should fall when it's warm enough for it to be rain. But take a look at the second half of next week. We're dropping into the 20s for lows, only into the upper 30s for highs by next Thursday. So it is definitely going to feel like December. That is a check of your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
From horror to drama, this week's new digital DVD and music releases are available to add to your home library.
Fox's Ashley Dvorkin runs down the list of what's new in home entertainment.
The Conjuring Last Rites tops this week's list of new home releases. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson return as Ed and Lorraine Warren in the final chapter of the hit horror franchise. This time, the couple takes on their most terrifying case yet, inspired by the real-life Smurl haunting.
Walk until there's only one of you left.
Mark Hamill plays a major overseeing a deadly event in the dystopian survival thriller The Long Walk. Based on Stephen King's novel, the story follows 50 teenage boys forced into a brutal walking contest where falling behind means death.
I suppose sometimes I do hate you. Sporadic hatred.
Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch play a married couple locked in domestic warfare in The Roses, a reimagining of the 1989 classic The War of the Roses.
We have this house for the weekend.
A couple's dream getaway takes a dark turn when they are forced to share an estate with a mysterious duo in the horror thriller Bone Lake.
I know you're scared, but you're with me now.
The sci-fi mystery Xeno centers on a teenage girl who forms a powerful bond with an alien after it crash lands in the desert, uncovering a secret which could change both their worlds.
I think I need to tell you the rest of my story.
In the drama Looking Through Water, a former executive reflects on a life-changing fishing trip with his estranged father as he struggles to connect with his distant grandson. The sci-fi action horror Primitive War sends a Vietnam-era recon unit into a remote jungle valley where they face off with an unexpected enemy, dinosaurs. In music, British pop singer Jessie J releases her 6th album, Don't Tease Me with a Good Time. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Certainly a lot of interesting, good movies. I saw, my wife's into horror movies big time. The Conjuring series, a good one. Last Rites. I know, like, critically, people weren't, they weren't a big fan of it, but honestly, it was really good. And I know it did really well at the box office, too.
You know, and I haven't seen that one because anytime a new Conjuring movie comes out, I always like to sit and, you know, kind of marathon the whole series and, like, in the chronological order.
You've got to.
But now there's so many more that, like, I'm like, I have to, like, set aside a whole weekend.
Yeah, you'll have to take some time off in order to get through all of that.
Yes.
So, but some great things coming out. A quick reminder, we do have some dense fog out there. Parts of Chautauqua, but it's gotten bigger. But Chautauqua, Montgomery, Washington, and the Wada counties into northeastern Oklahoma, so do keep that in mind. Cloudy skies will be clearing with a cold front, much colder tonight. Details on that in your Wake Up Recap after this.
This is your Wake Up Recap for November 25th, your top stories to start your day. Authorities are investigating 2 separate weekend fatalities in southeast Kansas, one involving highway traffic, the other involving a train. The first, a train pedestrian fatality in Altoona, Kansas. It happened around 3 p.m. Saturday. Investigators say 21-year-old Angel Stevens of Altoona was walking on West 7th Street and stepped in front of the train. They believe she did not see or hear it. A 3-vehicle crash claims the life of one woman south of Iola. It happened on Old Highway 69 near the Elm Creek Bridge Sunday evening. Investigators say Deanna Foster of Iola was driving a pickup and crossed the center and sideswiped 2 other vehicles. The pickup overturned, trapping Foster inside. She later died at the hospital. No one else was seriously hurt. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And again, we've got clouds out there, patchy, dense fog. Eventually, a cold front taking the clouds with it. Ahead of that front, west winds gusting to 25. Behind it, northwest winds gusting to 25. Highs into the upper 50s. Should have clear skies through the evening and overnight. Temperatures dropping pretty quickly after sunset with that cold front moving through. Back in the low 30s, we could have wind chills back down into the low to mid 20s as those winds remain gusty. Northwest winds still gusting to 20 tomorrow. Much colder, partly cloudy. Mid 40s, upper 40s for our Thanksgiving, but dry at least. least. Just a bit on the chilly side. Same if you're doing any Black Friday shopping. Cold start and not warming up much. Showers late Friday through the weekend. Warm briefly for Sunday and Monday. Then turning much colder as we get into the second half of next week, which of course the first week of December. So it will certainly feel like December very quickly.
Yes, you know, with the holidays coming up, a lot of people are going to be traveling and
They
stopping at
certainly
gas
are.
stations, and you never really know what's happening inside of cars in parking lots, but you probably wouldn't expect a baby being born.
Certainly would not. Well, this one happened last weekend at Buc-ee's in Springfield, just up the road here. Nathan and Jenna Birdsong were rushing to the hospital at 3 in the morning on Saturday, but for baby Elena, he wasn't going to wait that long.
The couple pulled over into a Buc-ee's when they realized they weren't going to make it. Nathan called 911 and a representative from Mercy Hospital talked him through what to do.
There's a lot of different instances. I know earlier this year down, I think it was in Tulsa at a Quick Trip, there was a baby born, I think at Pump 11. You know, and it's not just gas stations. It happens. Sometimes it just happens, you know.
Yeah,
Expect the unexpected. For sure.
Yes, definitely.
That's going to do it for now. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're back tomorrow morning with more news and weather and again today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.